welcome Kavita Parmar, who is in Madrid. And Kavita, could you introduce yourself and just give us a lightning version of what's going through your mind?
Sure, absolutely. Hi, thank you so much. When I got a call from Lee and Philippe about this, it was like getting a call from Princess Leia to join the rebellion. So here I am, ready with my weapons, which is pure hope and love. I wanted to share with you guys quickly something I've made. I'll be as fast as I can. I know there's lots of amazing, interesting people. Do you guys see my board?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. So when we talked about hope and, you know, what is hope? And it's funny, hope comes from an old Germanic word, which actually has a lot to do with trust and faith. And has a lot to do with trust and faith. So, but then I started thinking of the word hope, and I came up with my own version of hope as humans of planet Earth. So we are hope, all of us.
Ik zat in de auto te luisteren. Ja, leuk hè? Als een soort podcast, is wel leuk. Hey, vertel. New York.
One sec.
Right.
Dat is ook wel waar.
Sorry, continue.
I think Karen has her microphone on.
Okay, it was Lee actually, but I
okay. So and of course to me, it's always about willing to get our hands dirty. That's how we've got to look at this opportunity of everything crumbling down, and we could get started from the very beginning. So just to introduce everyone, in the year 2010, I started the IOU project, where I made a little idea hashtag, which was Who Made My Clothes? And of course, for 3-4 years, it, you know, was there. I was doing my work, but no one was really buying into the idea, because who cared back then? Until unfortunately, Rana Plaza accident happened. 1,300 people died, and that hashtag was taken by the Girls from Fashion Revolution and blew up. And last year there was over 80 million tweets, so that means 80 million people actually thought about that. So that's, to me, the power of an idea. Our idea with IOU was, how could we use technology and serve the underserved? So we built technology which allowed us to tell the story of the entire supply chain. Who was the weaver? Who was the person who made it? And we actually asked the customer to put up their picture, so the people who wove could also see who bought the piece, to make everybody unequal, to turn a supply chain into a prosperity chain. The idea was to use transparency to give authorship and pride and responsibility back to these people. IOU started with Madras, and we've spread over and started doing lots of other work with amazing artisan communities around the globe. And this is just for you to get an idea of what I'm doing currently. It's gotten a lot of interest, and that's the exciting thing about the internet. A small idea can grow into a really big one very quickly. From that, meeting all these communities, we started to, my dear partner in crime and friend, Marcela Echeverria, who you'll hear from later, started talking about how we could take this forth and do something bigger. And we started Extant, which basically means still surviving. And our idea was, could we take these things that are disappearing from the planet and make it visible to everyone else around, things that really made us so excited about traveling. When we went to India, where you could take this 13th century knowledge of Madras and take it all over the world and share it with now, or the Harris tweed weavers, who are doing incredible work and had been so good at creating a community and really marketing themselves. Could the Madras weavers learn something from the Harris tweed weavers? Or whether the dyeing of cochinilla that was done in Mexico could be shared with people around the world. So that's kind of where the idea of the Wikipedia of artisans starts to grow. And to get that thing, just like any other idea that I've always had, it was about sharing. We decided we wanted to create a global gathering of our most loved and respected artisans, master craftsmen, communities from around the world. We gathered them all together in Mexico City. Philippe, you were there, unfortunately Lee couldn't make it. And we had this incredible event, which was sort of a coming together of these people who are textile addicts, who love it. There were 45 artisans from 23 countries. We had a 5-day event. There was music, there was Vandana Shiva's talk. It was sort of like a Burning Man with a TED talk, with a village fair, if I were to describe it in some way. And it was amazing, because for us, just to see this new form of retail could be a completely different way of thinking. maybe this opportunity when everything's broken and crumbling allow us to be brave and try new formats that we've never thought of before. We haven't been brave enough. We got some great people who supported the project. It was held in a gorgeous home, the Casa Pedregal, designed by Luis Barragan. And we're already plotting and planning the next one somewhere else in the world, because the idea is always to move and to find another beautiful container and to get more people along and have another conversation about this. What is the idea is that we want to see if we can connect and we can build this huge artisanal factory for the world. Could we share our knowledge with IOU and with this? What I have seen is that the people that we think we're going to help, actually all they need is visibility and means. They all are great workers, they're great, actually even pretty good business people. All they need is the opportunity and all the middlemen to be taken away. So that's kind of our dream about what we want to do with this. Now I'm working on another project, which is called Gunakazi, which I just got a grant from the UN with, which is the next level, which is how can we help the garment factory workers? We all saw through COVID the number of garment factory workers who had to walk from where they were working in some space in Delhi. I'm talking about India, which is where we most saw it, walking back to their homes, the migrant workers. They had no way to get back home. They were just abandoned by brands, by factory owners. So we've decided to create a LinkedIn for factory workers, a beautiful little app, which is really easy for them to use. They can make a CV and talk about themselves. So that's my new project that I'm working on. I just feel like we've got this moment in history where we can have two views of the world. We've been whipped up into a frenzy and given this view of the world being very dystopic. I tend to be, I'm a science fiction freak, and I tend to look at it more as a utopic view. I pick the four-letter word hope above the four-letter word fear, as very well, you know, Lee said at the beginning of this. So for me, it's like we are hope. We humans, we are hope. And we have to create it with trust and faith, and that's what's required. And I think this forum is a wonderful way to get started and share this idea. Thank you for inviting me to be part of the rebellion.
Well, if you're leading the rebellion, then we're going to get somewhere. So
I have to figure out how to stop share now. I don't know if you can do that for me.
And I love how you're thinking big. So thank you for always thinking big, Kavita.